everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. I really hope that you join me today in painting this beginner-friendly Christmas tree. So to start with, I'm just tapping very lightly with my pencil a triangular shape. And this is to give me an outline so I can have an idea of where to place my Christmas lights, which I will be masking in using my Dr. P.H. Martin's masking fluid. I've tried a few, and so far I quite like this one. Some of them stick too much, some of them don't come off easy, some of them take too long to dry, blah blah. So I'm trying this one out. So I'm using a skewer, and I just cut off the end a little bit so it's not so pointy, and I'm drawing in a star to go on top of this tree. It doesn't matter if it's even or I just want it to have a bit of light up at the top of the tree because I'm going to put in a little bit of a darker sky. And here I'm just putting a drop of it on the tip of the skewer and making these tiny little circles, as you can see, masking out, and this will be where the lights are, so I don't want to have to fussy paint around all these areas. If you don't have masking fluid, you could use a wax crayon, but then that center will stay white. So here we go. I'm adding some water very loosely around the tree, and there are many ways you could do this. I just didn't want to fill in the background completely. I'm using Antwerp blue, and I'm just kind of going in negatively around where I think the tree branches will be. So the white spots will be where I paint most of the tree branches. This is a pretty easy tree to start with. And so people love getting homemade cards. I mean, I think they really appreciate it. So for the time that you put in, it's good practice for your painting. It is fun to do, and people just love to receive them. So it's a win-win. So I'm just softening the edges. And sprinkling a bit more, just for fun. You do what you like to do. Now I realize right around here that the top of the star won't stand out unless I put some blue. So I do that. I'm going to do that right, yeah, see? And I'm going to spray this just to soften it so it goes up into the sky with no hard lines. Now using my sap green, and it's going to be fairly watery, not too. See, I'm adding a couple of drops of water to it. It's like they say tea consistency, so I would say it's watery. And I'm going in with the tip of my brush, and I'm sort of moving it back and forth spirally, like not a zigzag quite, but a little bit curly. And that's just so I don't have any clear defined edges. I don't want this tree to be ultra realistic or anything. I just want you to have the idea that it's a Christmas tree. So I could have switched to a larger brush to do this, especially at the center, but I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but do feel free once you do the top part to use whatever size brush you're comfortable using. I think it would be a great idea if you have a few friends and you can pop this video on maybe, and you can pause it and start it again as you go, and have a glass of eggnog and paint some Christmas cards together. I think that would be just wonderful. And I wish I could join you. So as you can see, I worked my way right down to the bottom, and I'm going in now with the same color, the same sap green, but it's more concentrated, so there's less water in it. It's a much more creamy consistency. And I'm going underneath the branches where there would be shadow. So assuming, of course, the light's coming from upward somewhere, we're not going to be really ultra careful about this, but it's just to give the idea that there are different shaped branches. And as you go along, you're going to keep adding these layers over and over. So this is just the initial one, and it's the sap green only. There, as you can see, by adding these shadows, you are depicting the boughs that are growing in front of the tree and on the sides. And later we're going to be adding some snow. So don't worry if you find these a little rough looking. Really don't worry about that. There, so we're getting to a nice, now it really looks like a tree. And watercolor is rough. Remember that there's always this kind of ugly stage before you finish. So I'm adding some Hooker's green into this tree now because I want to deepen the shadows now. So I go beneath the darks that I already made. So you don't cover them completely though. Make sure you can always see each layer, and it really adds depth to your paintings if you do that. So that's why we start off with light, and then we go to a medium, and then we go dark, and sometimes we have to go even darker. So as you can see, I'm just grazing my brush. I switched to a very small one, and I'm going underneath the shadows that I already made. And you can always make a few new ones too. You don't have to be, it's not a science, it's fun. Use your imagination, get creative. But you can see what's happening to this tree now. Kind of reminds me of the tree in The Grinch Stole Christmas, I think. I miss those movies from when my children were young. So now I'm using a rubbery jelly kind of eraser, and I'm taking off my masking fluid. You can use your fingers, but if this works, I use this because it's kind of rough on your fingers after a while, and they say the oils from your skin can, alter your paper a little bit, which I don't think is a huge deal for cards, but it is if you're selling these. So I wet this star, and I'm going in with, I believe that is either Hansa yellow or cadmium yellow light. It is a very warm yellow. It's not lemon yellow, which is kind of greeny. And I'm just allowing the yellow to bleed into the sky, just so it looks like it's bright and casting light. So I'm wetting each of these white circles that we have left from the masking, and I'm wetting beyond them. I hope you can see that. And then I'm going in with a small brush full of red paint. So I'm wetting with one brush, and I'm going in with the red paint with the other. Now I chose to do all red lights on my tree. You can choose to be colorful, you can choose any color you like, or vary them. And they kind of naturally bleed out around the white center, so that when you put the red paint, because you've wet around it, it'll bleed out a little bit, giving the illusion of the light is casting. Geez, I'm looking for a word. I think you know what I mean. Now this is brown, and I'm adding that into a bit of red that I have on my palette there. And I'm just going to do the tree trunk. So the part that's underneath the tree is going to be really dark, and I'm adding a bit of water to lighten it up. It's not a huge deal. It's just to so that it's there. I just wanted it to be there. And here I am adding some Antwerp blue and a bit of, that is neutral tint. If you do not have neutral tint, make a gray color, like using sienna, burnt sienna, and some kind of blue, and then that'll give you a gray. So I just wanted to do make it look like the tree is on snow, very, very lightly. I don't want you to stress about this. I want you to just be free and have fun. Drink your eggnog. And that is my P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I over diluted it. So it's a little thinner than, if you have that, than what you are using. So I'm putting some snow on top of every light. And then I'll eventually add them to all the branches of the trees that are sticking out enough to collect snow. So this will also give your tree some form. I'm using a fairly small brush for it too, not my smallest. You want some of the paint to, you don't want to have to dip in every 2 seconds, every swipe, every brush stroke. So the reason I'm doing this tutorial is because this type of tree is going to be in my next tutorial, which is more of a landscape, a Christmassy landscape card. And so I thought it was a good idea if you saw me doing this one, and then you'd already know how to do it for the next tutorial, for the next Christmas card video, because I'm filming all of them. So just in case someone wants to follow along or get some ideas. Sometimes it's hard to get ideas. You know you want to paint something, but you don't know what you want to do. So and there we have it. I'm coming to the end of adding the snow, I believe. And I'm going to add some to the sides of the tree as well, just so you can see against that blue sky that there's some snow there. And you don't really have to add it anywhere else. I just thought it would look nice. And I am manually adding my snowflakes because I don't want to spray everywhere. I just cleaned my workspace because I had white specks from previous projects all over the place. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't feel like cleaning it up again. Oh. So now I'm going in with some pearlescent, I think it's called, this one. It's kind of like an off-white shimmery paint. It's metallic. I think it's metallic. And I got this set at the Dollarama for $2, but I do have a bigger set from Michael's, and they have all the same colors. They have a lot of colors in it. There must be, I don't know, 24 colors in there. And it just added something to the card that I quite liked. And here I'm just emphasizing the shadows now. So now that you know where the tips of your boughs are, you can go in underneath them and behind them and make it a little bit darker in there. And I think it really finishes off the tree. After filming, I decided to add a lot more of that iridescent paint, so I will post a picture of it right here. I really hope you enjoyed this and you give it a try. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Happy watercoloring! Bye bye!